Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. As you can see, I'm still away, a little bit more tanned. I'm still on holiday, but we are receiving great news. Cheers to you guys. It was news we always expected. I mean, when the Premier League have ratified and approved, owners such as the Glazers, Newcastle's owners who promised to not state back, but they clearly are. City owners who promised to not state back, but they clearly are. We've seen many other owners as well approved by the FA and the Premier League over the years. It was clear this one was going to get done. But now we're hearing an exclusive from the Telegraph that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has gained Premier League approval over Manchester United's sale. This is an exclusive from them. And it says Ratcliffe deal is now all but done. After extraordinary saga which saw the Glazers first start exploring a sale in November 2022. We are close to 2 years since they did that. Now, we were hoping it'd be a full sale, that it would sell the whole club. We saw the Qataris interested. We saw Sir Jim Ratcliffe interested. They couldn't get the full club, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe has ended up getting 25% of the club. Before that, the Glazers owned 69%, which is interesting, because they've done nothing but fuck Manchester United since they arrived here. They own 69%, 31% was to other shareholders and like on the stock exchange and New York Stock Exchange and things like that. And we hear in this article from the Telegraph that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has received Premier League directors and owners test approval for his 25% purchase of Manchester United. A deal will be complete within days as the FA signs off on a final agreement after Ratcliffe extended his purchase offer until the end of this week. United's Class A shares rose more than 6% to $21, which for you guys in the UK is £16.57 in post-market trading after the tender offer deadline was extended from Friday from Tuesday. Club filings to the US Securities and Exchange Commission overnight confirmed the league has privately approved the deal. A Premier League statement confirming the decision is only expected once Ratcliffe completes. However, this is likely next week. Filings confirmed there is no doubt as far as United's shareholding setup is concerned that the Ratcliffe deal will be done by February the 9th. Around 36.7% of the outstanding Class A shares had been validly tendered and not validly withdrawn pursuant to the offer, the documents have confirmed. Premier League approval for the deal is confirmed in the filings offer terms. It says Premier League approval has already been obtained. This is in quotations, the Premier League approval bit. And the document confirms, but the FA approval is still awaited. So the Premier League have approved, the FA now waiting to approve. But as I said, these guys have approved so many dodgy owners that it's bound that they will approve this one. Let's be real here. Ratcliffe, 71 years of age, has agreed to gain complete control of football operations as part of his deal for the minority shareholding, but the Glazers have since agreed that Ineos should have a broader influence in encompassing key decisions across the business. Now imagine you're the Glazers, yeah? And I did a video about this the other day if you want to go and check it out, saying they should be embarrassed. They won't be embarrassed, they don't give a fuck. All they care about is money and making money off the backs of Manchester United and their fans. But they should be embarrassed. The fact that you own more of the club than this guy, but you're willing to go, you know what, we're going to kick back, relax, and let you do everything. And we'll just benefit. We'll just benefit from all those proceeds that you make from making the club more successful, hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll benefit off that. But we'll do none of the hard work. We'll do none of the leg work. We'll do none of the pushing. And this is something that, if I owned something, if I owned a house, or if I owned a car, I don't know, anything, a company like this, and I allowed a co-owner who owned less than me to run around like he owns a shop. We've seen him at the Munich Memorial, which is fantastic. We hardly ever see the Glazers at those things. We've seen him, going to meet staff and all these kind of different things, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Ineos, etc. If I was the owner of the club and these guys were doing that, I'd feel embarrassed. These lot don't, because they don't give two fucks about their impressions to the fans. Don't give a fuck about their, how they're viewed from outside. All they care about is the green. They don't care about anything. Do you know what I mean? They just care about money. That's all they care about. That's been clear since day one. So they've given more control now, not just the footballing side of things, but they're happy to give all the control over, which says a lot about them, because they're looking at them and going, these lot mean business. We don't. Which is baffling in itself. But anyway, the Telegraph Sport detailed last week our plans included eventually creating a Wembley of the North, although Old Trafford's better than Wembley. And if we want to have a Wembley, whenever I go to Wembley, having been someone that's been to the old Wembley, this new Wembley is hollow compared to that. I would hate Old Trafford to become like that. But it says, under an ambitious 90,000 seater redevelopment of Old Trafford, having the ambitions to improve and increase the stadium is obviously something that all Manchester United fans want to see. I'm a season ticket holder, so I'm already there. I'm already at games, but I know more and more people want to be able to have that opportunity to do that, and there's nothing wrong with seeing that happen. It says a bump in share values overnight. The Ratcliffe deal is now all but done after an extraordinary saga which saw the Glazers first start exploring the sale in November 20, nearly 2 years on. A bump in share values overnight erased losses from earlier in trading day on Monday amid speculation over whether the offer would be extended. The offer had to be extended just as a pure, just legality really, in order to be able to give them more time to approve the offer. If the offer wasn't extended, then the offer doesn't stand, and then it wouldn't be able to gain Premier League and FA approval, etc. But that's obviously been extended. In December, Ratcliffe agreed to buy the stake by allowing investors to swap about 1/4 of their Class A stock holdings for $33 per share, well above the current market price. As of the close of Friday, 19.4 million shares had been validly tendered, according to the regulatory filing, which means Ratcliffe has already passed the threshold to complete this deal. Now, we obviously hope that Ratcliffe, Ineos, etc. can be able to scoop up more shares and more percentage of Manchester United as time passes, because we'd rather them guys be holding it than the Glazers. Now, look, we obviously don't know everything about these, and Manchester United fans have been once bitten, twice shy, and all those kind of things in terms of promises from previous owners. But we want to see the Glazers give up more power. We want to see the Glazers give up more percentage, and if that means giving it to Ineos, perfect, because Ineos have already come in and shown an intent to improve this club, an intent to make this football club much better, and they've shown more than that in a couple of months than the Glazers have since 2005. United's American owners, listen to this, are set for a cash windfall of around 715 million from the sale of B shares to Ratcliffe. That eye-watering sum adds to earnings of around 465 million through past sales of A shares and around 150 million in dividend payments. These pussyos here have made so much money off the back of Manchester United, and still they will not put a penny in. Meanwhile, you see the Ineos group putting in 150, 250 million pounds in to improve the club. Now, we need a lot more than that. We need a lot more than that to improve the club, whether you're looking at the stadium, whether you're looking at the infrastructure, whether you're looking at the women's team, the men's team, the academy, whether you're looking at transfers, whatever you're looking at. Man United need more investment than that. Now, that 715 million that the Glazers are pocketed could help us massively, especially when you consider they've already cost the club 1.5 billion. But that won't be going to Manchester United, no. That'll be going into Joel, Avram and all them twats' back pockets. It goes on to say, however, it was announced in previous regulatory filing that there will be no dividends paid for at least 3 years under Ratcliffe's deal with the Glazers. I wouldn't hold my breath on that, but fingers crossed that is proper tied in to the deal. United were acquired by the Glazers for around £790 million in a hostile takeover in 2005, since when around £1 billion has been sucked out of the club in debt repayment, interest and management fees to service the leveraged buyout, and there's still debt on this club till this day, like the man Deontay Wilder says. In addition to purchasing the Glazer shares, Ratcliffe, through his Isle of Man investment vehicle Trawlers Limited, is buying up to 25% of Class A shares at the same $33 price, so as to minimise any risk of legal action from minority shareholders such as Eminence Capital, Linzau Train and Aerial Investments. Look, all in all, this deal is getting ratified by the Premier League and the FA, and it's good news for Manchester United fans, because we've already seen that these guys mean business. They're already putting things in place to try and make changes at the club, and once this is official, I imagine they'll be doing more of that. Now, I'm holding my fingers crossed, I'm touching wood, all those kind of things, because as I said, Manchester United fans have been lied to and misled before in the past. You know, when the Glazers come in, they said communication is going to be great and all this, that and the other, and it never was. So look, it's good news to hear that this is done at last. but we have to hold our breaths and wait and see whether this will result in the club being more successful on and off the pitch. But fingers crossed that will happen. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below as this deal is finally getting ratified. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. Cheers to you guys at home. I'll see you soon.